Ah yeah, The Witcher. Once a dark gritty tale of monsters, destiny and Henry Cavill playing The Witcher. Yeah, I dropped it off after a couple of seasons because I just didn't like it that much. I was like, I'll play The Witcher 3 again. Now it's the story of how Netflix took one of the most badass fantasy worlds ever made and turned it into a Tumblr thread with sword props. So apparently, according to showrunner Lauren Smith Hisrich, and yes, that's her real name apparently, not a D&D character, we're not just making the show for book fans or game fans, we're making it for everyone, at least that's what she said. Right? Because what everyone wants in a monster hunting fantasy epic is less monster hunting and more meetings. Why bother keeping millions of Witcher fans happy when you could just rewrite the whole thing for people who think Geralt is a skincare brand? It's just genius. Then you also got the whole Henry Cavill thing. Henry was Geralt, Henry is Geralt. The man probably is the Witcher in real life. He loved the books, he played the games, he was the fan base in human form. And Netflix said, yeah, let's replace that guy with Liam fucking Hemsworth. Now, don't get me wrong, Liam's fine. But stepping into this mess now is like being handed the Titanic steering wheel after it hit the iceberg already. I genuinely feel bad for him. He's out here training, sweating, learning polished sword choreography, and for what? So that the writers can make Geralt cry about his feelings again instead of stabbing something? Now, before anyone grabs a pitchfork, no, the problem isn't women, it's bad writing disguised as women empowerment. Instead of making Jennifer a mysterious, dangerous sorceress like she is in the books, they turned her into the main character in The Witcher Office Politics Edition. Half the time, Geralt's just standing in the background like he's waiting for his Uber, while everyone else gives emotional speeches about destiny, gender roles, and who gets custody of serious trauma. The Witcher used to be about killing monsters, now it's about becoming one emotionally. But let's look at it from a positive perspective. When the Season 4 trailer dropped, fans absolutely loved it. I'm just kidding, it got absolutely obliterated. Hundreds of thousands of dislikes. The like versus dislike ratio looks like Geralt's lifespan when the writers started brainstorming. Comment section, a war zone. Half the fans left, the other half stayed just to laugh, just like me, you know? You can literally feel the despair through the pixels. So since I'm such a nice guy, I'll sum this mess up for you. Netflix took one of the most beloved series of all time, full of monsters, mythology and moral grace, and somehow turned it into the feelings of Rivia. They replaced the lead, rewrote the lore, and aimed for a new audience, when the perfect audience was already there. That's not adaptation, that's self-sabotage. Then if this show gets another season, it'll probably just be called The Witcher, Diversity, Destiny and Therapy Sessions. Anyway, toss a dislike to your Witcher, hit subscribe if you survived this absolute mess, and remember, monsters aren't born, they're written by Netflix.